Good morning, guys. We'll try this with try number 2 with the audio turned on. Good morning. It's nice to see you guys. It's a good week, other than the fires and the smoke and all that, but it's nice to see you. Let me know how you're doing in the comments below. Now, if you're new to me, I'm Burtcher, and I help codependents get unstuck in their healing and help them rediscover their happiness and their well-being after narcissistic abuse, love addiction, and codependency. I need to share this out to the community. The community is my safe haven and your safe haven for finding understanding, sanity, guidance, support, love, protection, and shelter. You can find the link above on Facebook, below on YouTube. And if you're on YouTube, hit that subscribe button because I release videos 2 to 3 times a week on average. I'm going to sit here. All right, we got her shared. It's doing it. All right. Yay, it's shared. All right, so good morning, guys. Today's topic is about discovering where people fit and don't in your life. This is a question that came from a member of the community. And it's a really good one because we were having a discussion on the experience of how people fit and how they don't. Because sometimes people don't fit in certain areas of our lives and people fit in other areas of our lives. So we call this compatibility. On codependency, there is a fantasy we live with. This fantasy says, hey, I should be able to fit with everyone perfectly, and everyone should be able to fit perfectly with me. This is called perfectionism or idealism. And the idea is it wants to go towards sameness, because for a codependent, sameness means safety, right? But in healthy relationships, and healthy people, difference is where people connect. They also connect on sameness, and that's important, but difference plays a positive role in the relationships that they have. So when we talk about compatibility, we're really talking about difference in how it works, and then sameness in how it works together. Now, in my approach to relationships, I use a different kind of model than you've likely heard of because other systems do things differently. Well, mine's called the what, how, who model of relating. It's a system I developed to help codependents move from a codependent to an interdependent relationship. Hi, Jasmine. How are you? And so this model says, what do I want, how do I want it, and who, by their nature, lines up with those things. That's where we build compatible relationships, because in the what and in the how is the sameness and the difference. Okay? Now, sometimes, if we get outside of the spectrum, the codependent ideal of I fit everybody and everybody fits me kind of thinking, then we can start allotting difference to this person fits really well in category A, but they don't fit really well in category B. Okay. This allows us to become selective as to where people line up in our lives. And we should be. We should be choosy. It's okay to be choosy. I could take the should out of that statement. You can choose what you want to do, right? I don't have a right to tell you what to do. But in my world, I allow myself to put people where they fit best for my well-being and theirs. Now, sometimes people want more. Hi, Pamela. Sometimes people want more from me than I'm willing to give because they're not compatible in that area. And sometimes I want more from someone that they're not willing to give because I'm not compatible with them in that area. This is the middle ground of relating. This is what it means to go, hey, we make really good friends and terrible lovers. Or we make really good lovers or companions, significant others. Let's go that route. We make really good business relationships, but we're terrible at platonic play or friendship. Or we just don't have chemistry in a certain area, but we have chemistry in a different area. We have a strong interest over here and a lack of interest in this thing over there. This is how we can build interdependent relationships that add to our lives and add a richness, a texture, a tapestry to our experience. So sometimes you're going to want friends that you can have, a really deep conversation with on a certain thing. But you may also find that you want friends in which you can go out and just, shoot the breeze with or go out dancing with. And sometimes they're not the same people. And that's okay. There's nothing wrong with that. It's okay to say, hey, we fit well here and we don't fit well over here. So let's play where we fit. Let's build the relationship where we work best. Now, I'm going to put a little star on this. If a person's toxic, AKA they are abusing you, they're manipulating you, they're using you, it's not a reciprocative relationship, don't try to find out where they fit in your world, because they don't. Abuse negates all the positive because it toxifies all the positive. Let's be mindful of that. We don't tolerate abuse. We don't try to find cubby holes to stick the narcissist in to keep them around in our lives, because that's us dealing with a codependent fantasy. That's us feeding our trauma bond or love addiction there. Instead, healthy people fit best in certain areas and not in others. We go with it. We build with it. Thank you, Fabiana. Thank you. So these kind of understandings of how people fit in our lives allow us to build a support network. See, a lot of times codependents, a lot of times people in general, take a person, they develop a relationship with them, and then they give them all their eggs. You get all the eggs. The eggs are your wants and your needs. And then that person leaves or dies, and then you have nobody to hold your eggs. You feel very isolated and alone in the world. This other approach, you're spreading your eggs out. You're building a network. You're building, in IT terms, in computer terms, you're calling redundancy. In other words, you've got multiple ways of getting support you need from different people, because everybody has limits. Everybody has boundaries. Everybody has capacities, and those things have a finite ability to reach you and to contribute. And this means that sometimes your friend isn't going to be available for what you want or need them for. So you have friend A that's available and friend B that's not. This is part of how we build that. It's okay to have an abundance of relationships you can lean on and build support through. So this is really about the middle ground here. Another element in this journey is learning how to connect with people with where you guys shine. That means you've got to be honest and sober about where they fit and where they don't for you, and where you fit and where you don't for them, based on the feedback they give you, based on where they involve you in their lives, and based on where you involve them in your life. A lot of times codependents want to be chosen. They wait to be chosen. They're waiting for someone to choose them. And that's going to sabotage you in this effort to understand people. You got to step out. You got to advocate for yourself. You got to say, hey, I don't want to get to know you more. Let's do this. Again, you have to be the choosy one, because it's your want, your desire, your need. You can't wait for someone else to see that and reach out to you. That doesn't mean that you won't be chosen, though. Especially when you start playing in the relationship world this way and you start connecting with people where you shine, what works for you, you're going to find people want to get to know you too. They want to know you. They want to understand you. They want to connect with you. Because they like you. And that's really the magic here. When we move from what's called benefit-centered relating, where we are dealing with people who want a cookie, they want the relationship to get a benefit from you. We move towards connection-centered relating, where it's like, hey, I like you, you like me, let's go out and have some fun. Life gets a lot richer. And that's where you find yourself being chosen. Chosen because they like who you are, and you choose them because you like who they are. So guys, this is the middle ground of relating. This is the concept of building relationships where you're compatible, both in your sameness and your difference. Because difference is valuable. Difference is where you learn about yourself and others. It's where you can contribute to someone and someone can contribute to you. Allow you to receive and they can receive. And that builds reciprocity and connection between each other. So allow that to work for you. And break free of the fantasy that says I need to be everything to everyone and everyone needs to be everything to me. Because nobody will ever be that, and nobody needs to do that. You have the ability, the right, and the option to build interdependent relationships and to fulfill you in different ways through different people. And that creates a lot of happiness, joy, and experience in your world. Yeah, totally, Fabi. And you will be chosen. As you reach out and choose, people who really love and enjoy who you are will choose you too. So that's the magic there. I want to check on something here real quick. I want to make sure I got that answer correctly here. Okay. So, yeah. All right. And then there was another question in on this that's about navigating incompatibilities or conflicts within a healthy relationship. So, one of the challenges we face when we start becoming who we are and we start showing up as ourselves is it disorients other people. It confuses them because you were A and now you are B, and they don't understand that. And that can activate in them a sense of abandonment or fear of abandonment, fear of rejection, definitely confusion, and maybe even frustration because now the rules of the game have changed and they don't know how to relate to you. And they might become dismissive, avoidant, aggressive. And that might appear to you as, oh my word, I've been dealing with a narcissist. Not really. You're dealing with someone who's confused. And the way we need to handle this is when we go through a change, we've changed an idea about ourselves, a belief about something, religious, political, relational. We've discovered an aspect of ourselves that brings up a boundary in the world, in your world, in relationships. You need to communicate it. You need that kind of one of these little honest moments with the people that you know this will impact and say, hey, I want to sit down and talk to you about some things I've realized and some changes that I'm making because I know that they might impact you, and I want to know what you think and what you feel about these things so that because our relationship matters to me, so that we move through them because I'm afraid that this might alter a few things for us. This is a very vulnerable and very powerful kind of conversation to have with individuals who have, based on their history, their pattern of behavior, shown love and care and concern for you. You may have differences, you may even have arguments, but they still care about you. They're not abusing you, they're not manipulating you, they're not putting you down, they're not gaslighting you. That you just have differences. Because every healthy relationship, you're going to have difference, and that's going to create some friction. But it's about disclosing the change to them and then talking about how they feel about the change, what their thoughts are, and then coming to an agreement of how to adjust the relationship or navigate it going forward. That's how we handle that. We need to do that work. And the reason why is because we're the ones who changed, not them. So the emotional labor is on us. That's part of our integrity to the relationship, to the friendship, and it's to communicate those changes and navigate them. I wish I'd understood this 10 years ago, 12 years ago. I would have made a lot of difference to relationships that really mattered to me that I hurt and harmed because of that. I didn't understand that fact. I was never taught that. So, I wasn't taught most of the things I teach nowadays. So it's good old neglect. But I think relationships evolve because people evolve. And so we need to be very mindful and connected to the vulnerability and the integrity of the relationship by communicating changes that show up. And so that those involved in that relationship with you can make a choice as to what they need to do. And generally what you're going to find is it just generates intimacy, understanding, and connection that allows you to move forward and to be happy in the evolution of your guys' relationships and your individual self. So, yeah, there you go. That is today's training, guys. I appreciate you. I am very grateful that you're here. We are just 2.5 weeks out from the Unmasking the Narcissist masterclass. The link is below on Facebook, or above on Facebook, below on YouTube. Click that link. It's free. 6 p.m. my time. That's Mountain Daylight Savings Time, -7 GMT time. On September 23rd, we're going to be exposing the narcissist, what they want, how they get it, how you get sucked into it, the invisible cycle that runs behind narcissistic and abusive relationships. And then you're going to get connected to special opportunity in which to leap into your own healing and your own freedom from that abuse and from that nightmare. Begin to restore your connection, your peace, sanity, and connection back to your life. So we'll see you there in 2.5 weeks. Be safe out there, guys. There's a lot of chaos going on. Let's keep focused. Let's keep loyal to what is ideal to ourselves, to our own principles and integrity. Be safe, and remember that you're worth knowing, loving, and keeping. And I'll see you guys in our next training video. Have a great day, guys. Bye-bye.